All right, greetings. I hope you're having a great summer. This is Senor T, and we're going to talk a little bit about five very important words in Spanish that you need to know. Not only do you need to know these words, you need to know the responses to the words. In English, we have, the five journalistic words: who, what, when, where, why. Who, what, when, where, why. Right? Uh, I've kept kind of that same English flavor of the W, so I call them W5s. But in Spanish, I've left it to W5, and and this is what we're gonna. These are the words we're gonna learn. W5 y respuestas. Respuestas is answers. We're gonna talk about those five words, and we're gonna learn responses that are appropriate for each of these words. Because during the transcourse of our class day, as we try to make conversation amongst us between you guys, between yourselves, and between me, the native speaker, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to pick your brain and ask you questions at the spur of the moment that you can start thinking in Spanish on your feet. And the initial steps of this are who, what, when, where, why. So, in other words, if I were in English, if we were having a conversation of, let's say, how does wind form? So I say, well, wind is a difference in pressure gradients in the atmosphere that we feel on our skin and as we see things happening. So, as we see things floating and flapping around. So I would say, I would then look at you guys and say, who? So you say, what is he talking about? Well, in that kind of context, for example, what would be the appropriate responses for who? Well, it would be me, it would be him, her, it would be, and when I'm talking about the wind thing, well, who feels the wind? She does. I feel the wind on my face, uh, uh, and so forth. So, looking at this here, for example, who, the appropriate responses would be nouns and proper nouns and pronouns and so forth. And for what, the appropriate responses would be inanimate objects and so forth. And those are the things that we're going to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and start with who. Who es quién? ¿Quién? 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 Bueno, él, ella, nosotros, nadie, todos, ustedes, cualquiera, algunas. So there you go. So quién or who, the appropriate response for that is any proper noun or any personal pronoun. So when I ask you quién, you answer any one of these. For the exam, you'll be required to know any three of these. What or qué? Notice que, maybe I'll tell you that later. Well, I'll tell you now. Que is a very important word in Spanish too. It means what, but without the accent, it also means that, and it means several other things too. So, here we go. Que eso, nada, la vaca, el cabello o el caballo, el amor. So, any noun in Spanish, anything that you can follow with the or, in Spanish, el or la. You're going to need to know three of these too also. When or cuando. By the way, all question words in Spanish are accented, and they're followed by the orthographic signs of the question marks. And in Spanish, question marks are placed before the question and after. The ones before the question, as you can see here, go backward. So you know when a question is coming, baby. And here are the responses to cuando. Nunca, siempre. A las 5 de la mañana, jamás. A veces, mañana, ayer, luego. So, the responses to cuando are any point in time. And I'll translate those that are there. Nunca is never, siempre is always. A las 5 de la mañana at 5 o'clock in the morning, jamás is heck never. A veces is sometimes, mañana is tomorrow, ayer is yesterday, luego is later. So we have where or donde. Donde. Not donde, but donde. Allá, ahí, donde quiera, al lado de la cama, aquí, en Chicago, en mi panza. Any location in Spanish, any preposition. So here, as I'll translate those that are there, over here, anywhere, next to the bed, here, in Chicago or anywhere, in my gut or in my belly, any location. Now remember that this list could go on and on. You don't have to memorize these that are here, but the principle is that it's any location or any location word. Of course, in what I'm talking about is prepositions, words that show location. Next, why? ¿Por qué? Now, ¿por qué is a little different. Porque doesn't have many responses. So I'll put the ones we have and you learn three of those. Porque sí. Porque. Oh, this has porque sí twice. Porque. Por la razón de que. No sé. So here we go. Porque sí means because. Have you ever been asked why? And you ask a question, well, because. It's not the right response, but I mean, it's not it's a kind of a childish elementary response, but it's a response nevertheless. So, porque sí, because, yes. Porque no, because no. Porque ellipse por is meaning that some other response is coming after the porque. Por la razón de que, for the reason that, and whatever reason it is. And you could answer no sé, I don't know. Okay, that's it.